GSL. My conscience is failing me. Should you take me from this darkness left inside?
What's up, guys? We're back here in the GSL Code S. Interesting results so far. Artosis, can you take this for a second? I left my drink over on the table. I'll be right back. You talk.
Well, watching Tasis right now walk over the table. He's got his coffee. He's walking right back. And yeah, then Rain lost.
I'm back. I made it. Guys.
Yeah, I explained everything, so no problem.
We have a little couch shop camera that we sit at when we are not casting, and I realized I left my coffee over there. So
Well, actually, you left the coffee on the table.
Well, I put it on the table.
Which is nowhere near the couch.
No, it's pretty close. I can't believe you're going to lie to these people, Artosis.
I can't believe you're lying right now.
And I realized I need
Tasis
my
doesn't even have a coffee. He just sat there with his headset on.
I took off my headset and I ran a circle around the camera like a crazy person.
Well,
I can't believe Rain lost that game back there.
it was... I mean, it was kind of weird, like several things that happened there at the end, but think about base trade scenarios, like anyone that's watching the whole map can name like a million things each player does wrong because you literally can't practice for them. You can only have some feel and ideas about what's going on because it gets really complicated. Each base trade is so different.
Yeah,
you have different things to work with. You have a different time frame. You have your opponent has different amounts of money every time and buildings in different locations and like different ideas about what you have. It's very tough. It's very easy to be judgmental about a base trade scenario.
But the base trade scenario is
and I don't think it's fair.
You can get to StarCraft II. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah,
I love
it's wild.
base trade games. And we don't have them as much anymore
Unless it's
so refined.
Yeah. Unless it's one Red Marauder and one Burning Command Center. I can still do it. Well,
our map lineup will be Coda, Echo, Terraform.
all right. Deer going up against Rogue. Rogue just seems to me to be a bit better right now, but PvZ, you know, I feel like it's a little bit P-favored still. Zergs are getting better and better, figuring things out. Let's see how it goes, and let's see what type of shape Deer is going to be in here tonight, because he definitely has a lot of ups and downs.
Deer is an interesting guy, man. I sometimes do forget that he's a GSL Code S Champions. You see him in a, like, nowhere, man.
He was godly at that time, too.
That was when we started to see the Tesla players really dominate. Anyways, we're going to go into game number 1. It's loaded up.
HOT6 GSL Champions.
In the upper left, in the red, he is
Samsung Galaxy Deer.
and bottom right in the blue. He is
Jineo Greetings Rogue.
Artosis, I think somebody messed with my settings. I'm actually very quiet in my headset. Do you know which one of these turns me up?
You're just quiet in real life.
Which
No, I'm probably the yellow one.
Which one is the ejection button?
Yellow, I think,
It's
is
the yellow knob. Here,
one
let's
you want to
try
mess
to
with.
start. Am I louder? Okay, there we go.
You got it?
I got it, and I can hear myself just fine.
There you go. Very interesting things happening to you before this cast. You and I are the only people up here. Like, no one touched that. No one touched that.
No,
Jesus.
no, it was. I mean, it was. But even in the last games, I had a hard time hearing myself.
The Ghost Caster. Ooh.
So did you, that caster that died 30 years ago.
Yeah. He was up in the studio that wasn't built yet.
Pac-Man, and now our studio's haunted. Yeah. So did you see a caster over there? I'm like, that caster's been dead for 30 years.
Well, we see a little bit of blocking going on. It's like Rogue was maybe trying to do a hatch, but does take his hatch home. Okay, so while we wait, because of course in PvZ, you always end up waiting.
That's true.
I do want to talk about it was so rude of Rain and Byung to make their game so exciting. I couldn't talk about my standing desk more, but here we go.
Oh yeah, let's talk about your standing desk.
Yeah, I have a standing desk now, and basically it has it's motorized, so that I just press a button and it goes like up to my standing height, and then I press another button, it goes down to my sitting height. So Like, I can switch in between guys. I'm not playing, I'm not playing any games that actually take any sort of mechanical skill while standing. Okay, so the way that I've been using it is, you know, if I'm playing like StarCraft Heroes of the Storm, something like that, I have it in the sitting mode. If I'm playing Hearthstone or watching VODs or doing emails or anything, I have it in standing mode. And it's good, man. I like it.
Surprised you found one out here.
It took
I know
a
that's
while.
a pretty big craze in the United States.
Yeah, I think it's starting to catch on there a little bit as people become very health conscious. But did find one out here, and it's definitely very quality. It's a good one. It's a little bit expensive though, man. Oh my god.
It was pricey?
It was really pricey.
I won't ask you to say the price on TV.
It was a lot.
It was a lot of money?
It was a lot
It's
of money.
electronic standing desk,
Yeah,
right?
like it has a motor on it and stuff. Like, I guess it plugs in the wall, so I don't know if we call that a motor. Electric motor.
I was going to say, it has a motor.
So you have to put gasoline
hey guys,
in it.
Artosis' desk has a motor.
But yeah.
Well, I like to play this prank on Artosis where I take the spark plugs out of his desk so he can't use it.
Sometimes I have to back my wife's desk up in the room with the jump of cables to get my desk going again. I'm like, hey, do you have jumper cables? She's like, no, sorry. And she just tries to like play a game. I'm like, oh, I know you have them. This is awkward. Everyone has these in their car trunk, their desk trunk.
Well, he's going to go for a robotics facility.
Oh, a very fast robo here,
Yeah.
which really normally only means one thing. Like, it could be some sort of crazy warp prism play, but most likely this should be an immortal all-in.
I think Deer is one of these players that's got an incredible amount of variety in his builds.
Yeah, he definitely does.
I'd say even more so than Rain. Rain has just like got all the branches sorted out.
Ooh.
Oh, look at that sexiness.
Oh, but guess what? It doesn't
still gets
matter.
in.
He sees it, and as soon as you see that, that changes everything for Deer. Like, this, he might switch out of doing any sort of all-in here. Let's see if he makes an immortal. Okay, he does still make the immortal, so it looks like probably he's still going to do the all-in, but he even could make an immortal and take a third base. It is a distinct possibility here, but definitely not an optimal build.
Yeah, that's just too bad. He even had that nice block there with the Stalker forcing the Lynx to run around, but it's not enough.
Hey, if it was only 2 Lings, it would have all worked out.
And so that immortal is going to pop out here. And he starts his second immortal. All right,
he's
doing it.
He's going to do the push.
He's doing it. He's YOLO, man.
Well,
He's
we'll see how
YOLO
well he
Baggins,
does.
man.
We'll see if he can do it. Like, the layer is not even halfway done. We do have a Roach Horn on the way. Obviously, you can't defend it with like only Lings. Sentries would do pretty well against that, but
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know if that'll end up working.
Sometimes, you know, when Partying made this really popular, I believe it was in the year 2013, or was it 2012?
Oh, it was 2012
when
or
the World
13,
Finals were held in Shanghai.
I think it was 2013.
I think it was 2013. And Partying would actually say he's going to do the build, and then it doesn't matter because they can't stop it because his control's too good.
And he was right, and he stopped doing it at the right time because people figured it out and he stopped doing it.
Yeah, but it was actually just kind of crazy.
Was
so
great.
this is a build is a bit of an anachronism, but it is also still very solid. Sometimes even if you know it's coming, it doesn't really matter.
It's still a very good build. It's not something you can do every game because Zergs can kill it. They can counter. They know the types of ways to play, the types of ways to micro, how to scout it and whatnot. But it's definitely something that is very frustrating for Zergs to deal with. So it's kind of like a bunker rush. Like, you just need to mix in every now and then.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just doesn't make sense not to because it is so powerful.
Spinecrawler not in position just yet.
Oh, look at that. The Zealot actually blocks the Spinecrawler from burrowing there. The Zergling's actually starting to get on top. Loses 2 sentries. It's a little bit high. But, third sentry almost went down there. Will back up for the time being. A lot of roaches on the way. Zergling speed finishes, but the Zerglings are all dead.
Yeah, and now we're going to have another attack in over here. He's going to get the Spinecrawler before the army can actually engage, so not a lot of synergy going on here for Zerg. And I think with the Immortals here, I think this game is just done. The Immortals can't be touched, the angling is too good.
He's definitely killing the third base. Like, I would say 100%. Looks like he does want to fight with the drones, so this probably will just decide the game at this moment. I have a lot of Lings coming in right now.
Yeah,
Good force fields, though. Using that hatchery as a giant force field.
Yeah, it's actually really smart. So, a lesser player would have freaked out and targeted down the hatch.
They're like, oh god, I gotta kill this before this rush ends. But that gives him so much more surface area to hit you with. So it's smart to leave it. If he wants to fight you, you fight with the hatchery there, and then you kill it. So well done here by Deer. Good time warp does go down. Still some great force fields coming up.
And now coming down here, he does get that one immortal. That is good. Problem is, I think the immortals have already played their part. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, if you're gonna stop that rush, you got to get the immortals to get fast.
Well,
all right, GG.
Deer up 1-0. Pretty much most everyone predicted Rain Rogue when I asked on Twitter, like the vast majority. What if the final, the winner match here is Deer against Byung? Does that turn everything on its head? That means either Rogue or Rain wouldn't make it out.
That is a crazy losers match, but I guess this is round of 16, and would this be the most competitive GSL Code S to date? I mean, I guess we would have matches like that actually occurring.
Yeah. It's
like, all right.
That's sad, though, because that's something I could actually foresee as a possible final is Rain Rogue. Rogue is someone that I'm looking at this point that could make a finalist. Like, I don't expect it this season, but it could happen.
Rogue a little bit tilted after that last game. I mean, that was a pretty ABC loss, man. Gotta be frustrated with that. Let's see
that game was the thing Zerg Nightmares are made out of.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, okay, I saw what he's doing, and then he just comes and he's like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
my control is better than yours. Get out of the game.
It's really tough, man.
Really tough.
So hard to play against that. Pretty good crowd here today, I have to say, by the way.
Yeah, guys, thanks for coming down. Game number 2, we're already going into. It's going to be on the map Echo.
All right, Echo it is. Do you think Deer's going to end up taking the series?
You know what? After that first game, I say yeah. I don't see why not.
I have this bad feeling in my gut that he is going to take the series.
Yeah,
which I mean, that's pretty cool. Like that might get Byung out in first place. Who knows? His TVP's looking pretty on point today. But the thing is, Rogue and Rain are like two of my absolute favorite players. So that would be kind of heartbreaking for me as a fan.
HOT6 GSL 시즌 3.
Sick outro, Tasteless.
I just stared at him, man. In the upper left, in the red.
삼성 갤럭시 디어.
I'm going to write a letter to the CEO and tell him you're not doing your job. Let me finish on that.
Down here in the bottom right, in the blue, he is.
진에어 그리닝스 로그.
Yeah, man, I just got a bad feeling here about Rogue after that first game. Deer really walked over him.
He can pick himself up here. Crazier things have happened. Yeah, that was a well-placed build, I guess, there from Deer. It's a good choice for the map.
Do you think it would actually even be worth it to do that same build again? That's what I wonder.
No, and I think it's because of the map layout. Like this map compared to the last map. On that last map with that third base where it is, it's very hard for Zerg to actually engage you once you get on that left-hand side. And his speed was so slow he couldn't really prevent it, right? Like he even used all his lings as slow lings to try to like slow him down. But here, it's like if you, on your third base as Zerg, if you knock down those rocks, like it slows down the push so much. And then they can't really go on the other side because then there's 2 ramps that you can run down to flank. Well, I guess they could, but the amount of force field usage is higher. Yeah, I feel like this map not going to be quite as good for that.
There's this thing that, you know, Terrans and Protoss have been doing to abuse Zergs for a long time where, you know, when people first start playing in RTS, they almost always just think, okay, I got to kill each of his expansions to win. But occasionally you can get them where they're out of position, they're defending one base, and you just run into, for instance, their second base and kill them there and lock them out that way. This is a map where we might see some of that happen here.
Yeah, it could be. Just normal opening builds here.
Yeah.
Could I ask you, Tasteless, you've
What's
had
up?
a bit of time off.
I did. We both
week.
did. Yep.
Like, no, I'm always working. What'd you do?
Oh, I played the new Hearthstone cards.
How you like them?
They're good. I like them. I was trying to get Legend, but I got stuck at 5 this time. There's just too much new stuff. Trying to process it all. You know, get better decks set up here.
It's a wild world out there.
The new Metal Gear Solid, I believe, came out.
It did.
I got to get that, man.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I've never played a Metal Gear Solid at all, even for 1 minute.
That's crazy to me. You realize that game like revolutionized storytelling in games. Like completely.
I never play a game for story, basically, except for RPGs on my Game Boy.
That's unfortunate. There's a lot of great stories out there.
Yeah, no, I'm sure there are, but I mean, the only casual games I play are on 3DS, so it's
No, I gotta get that new Metal Gear Solid, man. That's a must play.
Well, let me know how it goes.
In the very first Metal Gear Solid, they had all this revolutionary stuff where like you have to play this guy named Psycho Mantis, and like he can read your thoughts, and there's like no way to beat him. And then like they tell you like, wait a minute, he's reading your mind. You have to connect your controller into port 2 now. And you're like, what? And you like actually unplug your controller and plug it into the other port.
Wow.
And then like, yeah, the hell, it's like really kind of crazy stuff.
That's
it was
cool.
Like, yeah,
That's
it was
cool.
just like they didn't quite explore it ever again after that, but it was one of these. Like they just kept stepping up the level of interaction.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
That's
yeah.
pretty neat.
Yeah.
I like that idea a lot. Did they give you an opportunity to figure that out on your own?
Or
did they just
I
tell
believe
you?
they tried it. I played it like 15 years ago. I'm not sure. I had to check again. I believe they kind of hinted at it, but yeah, there's just a lot of cool stuff like that. And that was, of course, when they actually made games where you sneak around and kill people. Instead of just having a machine gun and mowing everybody down. That was like the game that revolutionized, like, because that's actually, now we do that in games all the time. There's always like some kind of stealth thing where you run around and break guys' necks like Steven Seagal and stuff. But this is, the time it was pretty crazy.
Sometimes. That's cool. Well, looks like we do have an Oracle here, not really trying to be hidden at all by Deer, but that's fine because Oracle is
This
not
is
like a
standard.
sneaky opening. You can just do it, and even if they have spores, you're still okay.
And Zerg has to respond in a certain way here.
Yeah, he's got
get the defenses up. Nice job.
Spore at
gets the
each
Overlord.
base.
Yep.
Is really the way that you're going to have to deal with that. But we'll see if Deer goes for the double Oracle, because that definitely has a lot of popularity to it right now.
Double Oracle.
Yeah. No big surprise there. But it's up to Deer here, or Rogue here rather, to try to minimize any damage you can. Still, the Oracles will be quite useful.
There's a variety of all-ins you can use to follow up with this, where you can skip Robo and then
that's true.
come in here and attack.
It looks like he'll take a third, though. He made the Forge, so that's going to line him up for a cannon at that third, as well as +1.
Oh, my God!
Hey, if he doesn't lose that,
Oh, he could have even gotten that drone.
He had already turned it off, I think.
Yeah, I think so. That was nicely done there.
Yeah,
now you come in
5
here with the
kills.
second. Yeah.
That's great. And
And
look at this.
interrupted
Oh,
mining
my God. Oh, my God. Aw. That's too bad. If those two queens were slightly out of position, you would have gotten 5 more kills. But 5 kills, pretty solid. Has to be happy with that. Third base going to be going up. It's interesting, by the way, the English language, because for something like this, we can say the third base is going up or the third base is going down. And they both mean the same thing.
Yeah, that's true.
And then we can also say the third base is going down when it's actually being killed, and that means something totally different. But you know what I mean?
Yeah. You can't say the third base is going up if it's going to be killed, though.
We could say the third base is blowing up.
Blowing up, that's true.
But it's just kind of interesting. Yeah.
Look at you, Tosis. Tosis the wise over here.
I just read dictionaries all day.
All day.
I'm like, oh my God, I got to set today. Oh, I'm not going to finish till tomorrow.
Oh, nice. Actually managed to keep that alive again. That's how I got my ID, Tasteless. I actually just flipped open a dictionary in my house.
And pointed to tassels.
Tassels.
And,
Do you guys hear this? Artosis always, in his mind, he says, he always thinks of my ID as tassels, because tassels kind of looks like tasteless, but tassels
it's basically the same word.
Such a bad idea.
Which is why that's what you are in my mind.
Yeah, man.
Like,
Nick Tassels plot.
it's just this kind of funny thing.
Imagine being really good in your IDs tassels. That's tassels. He's like really good.
Dude, people grow into every ID. Like any ID, you can make any ID, and eventually it's okay.
Yeah.
There are terrible IDs out there that have become just fine because people get used to it. Let's try to think of one. How about Cats with a Z? It's a pretty terrible ID that everyone is fine with because he's just been around forever and we like him. But tell me that's a good
That's
ID.
true.
Try it. Try to tell me that's a good ID. Nope.
I think we need to do. I'm trying to figure out like what are the words. I've told this story a couple times on air, but me and my friends, we would all use Smurf handles when we go to live tournaments. People wouldn't know they were signing up. So like, I like sign up for the tournament. My ID was like Lord Viper, Death Scorpion, and they'd be like reading off the ID list, and then They'd see it's me. Looks like we're actually going to have a push coming up here.
Yeah.
And this is what I was talking about. You can do a great follow-up all-in off 3 bases here when you just do the 2 oracles here to spot or to assist in fighting, depending on the situation.
Yeah, and look at this. This is a lot of force fields right now. Roach speed is not done. 1-1 for Zergling's not done. We do have infestors about to pop out here, but guess what? He didn't get pathogen glands, so they're going to be useless to start, and he just did exactly what you're talking about. The army slightly out of position here. Force fields at ramp, gets a huge position here in this natural, and this is just a big, big move here by Deer.
Yeah, really nice.
But you know what? He's going to lose his mothership core. Like if he gets like a couple more attacks, there you go. Yeah,
it's actually fine.
Well, he can't escape. He doesn't have a pylon. This
I don't think he wants to escape. I think he goes up into the main and he just locks him out.
Yeah, you're right. That's a 1 force field, and then I mean that's pretty much it right there. You leave your force fielders at the ramp, attack with everything else, and that's about it.
This is where I screw up when I'm playing and I miss the force field. It's like a little bit to the right and they all bleed up, and I'm like, oh, yeah. GG, Rogue got shreked.
Yeah, he did. All right,
completely shreked.
That's 2-0, and that means that it's Deer going up against Beyond, which is absolutely the opposite of what I expected. At least that means we get to see Rogue against Rain.
Yeah.
But wow, some upsets going on here tonight, Tasis.
Well, Rogue, I think, might not get out of this GSL Code S today. He is not looking like the form that we're used to seeing him in.
Yeah, man, I don't know. He looks a little bit defeated right there. He looks like a sad puppy.
He does look like a sad puppy.
There's definite sadness there.
Yeah. I don't want him to be sad.
Keeps those soundproof headset on right there, Tasis. Doesn't want to hear anything ever again right now.
I mean, Deer made that look so easy. So easy. I mean, I know it's hard to stop, but I wouldn't expect normally Rogue to ever have to get stuck like that and just get walked over.
Well, I think that this really showcases the strength of a round of 16 this time, because like even these two players, like you would really expect for both Rogue and Rain to be in the round of 8 right now, but even Byung and Deer, who everyone's kind of like counting out a little bit more. People not as much on Byung, but still, like Deer very much counted out. These guys might be the guys that go through today.
Well, I guess we're already about to go to the winners match. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to see who's first to get out of the round of 16 and move on to the round of 8 here in this GSL Code S.